Welcome back to a brand new episode of Pak Talk. It's Sean from WolfPak Clothing. Let me just tell you, sitting to my right here, one of the most genuine, creative, business-minded people that I've had the privilege to meet. Yeah, his name is Stefan Coker. I will allow him to introduce himself further than that. I just want to let everyone know I'm super excited. I appreciate your time.
Appreciate you, man.
We're currently located right at the storefront on West Ferry, What's Poppin' Popcorn. So tell us a little bit about who you are, where you're from, and the story behind What's Poppin'.
For sure. My name's Stefan. Myself and my partner Dave, who you guys will meet. We own What's Poppin' Gourmet Popcorn. We've been around now for about a year. We've been at the storefront for about 4 months. And we specialize in about 28 to 30 flavors of gourmet popcorn. We also use it as a platform for public speaking, and we also own Three Brothers Catering, which we do fine dining, weddings, you name it, we do it. And it all coincides with the popcorn, which is great. Popcorn bars, custom flavors, anything. But the business is really structured around my children and Dave. They really run it, they really dictate it. Dave kind of handles everything. It's amazing. So far the community's been doing, they've been really receptive to what we're doing. But the concept was just a joke. Myself and Dave were working down at Larkin Square, slinging black truffle popcorn as a side salad. And Dave and I would just joke around about, two big crazy guys, slinging popcorn, this corny concept. And we joked about it, man. And we were slinging popcorn on tacos, and we just started falling in love with the whole concept of doing some crazy inventive popcorn.
When was this?
This was probably 6 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, 6 years ago we were down at Larkin Square goofing off, and here it is today. They said that we couldn't do it. We've created this beautiful storefront. We've linked up with a lot of people, and now we're just collabing everywhere we go.
To speed you guys up, we actually met at a vendor's market right down the road a few weeks ago, and we were fortunate enough to have our table right next to his table, and it was very impressive to just watch the entire motion happening in front of us. One of the best sellers at this market. These bags were moving for $5 a bag that day. No one batted an eye at it. A lot of different flavors flying off. We tried a couple flavors. They were absolutely delicious.
Thank you.
The product really does speak for itself. I know there's a lot of other different things going on other than the popcorn. We're going to get into all of that. We had some really great conversation right before this about what the end game is. And just some of the other products and ideas floating around, which is all very impressive, very creative. Let's get into the process behind actually creating the popcorns. There's 28 flavors that will be live when the store opens up tomorrow, but there's a lot of other ones that are dropping soon.
Sure.
And there's also, just a great creative process in making them. You were saying it's like going to work and just playing around.
For sure, yeah.
Goofing around. So just tell us a little bit about that. You can even go through some of the flavors and kind of say some of the stories behind where it came from, because these flavors are wild.
Thank you. Dave and I, man, we have a lot of fun creating flavors. And a lot of people ask us, like, man, how you guys doing this? And I tell you, I've been a chef for over 20 years. Dave's been with me for so long. We've become machines in that aspect. We really take, flavors and spices that we find, and we create, some of these flavors. Now, number one right now out of the store is pickle. It's been that way for a while. Pickle is definitely number one. The specialty flavors, though, like the caramel apple, the s'mores, the cotton candies, and the white chocolate raspberries, have really become major staples, which is great. A couple flavors that we have dropping, if I can mention, peanut butter and jelly will drop soon.
That's the exclusive.
This week we'll have a chocolate glazed popcorn drop for Valentine's Day. A lot of people have been asking for that, and we're excited about doing it. We always have crazy flavors. I really want to drop a California roll, which is completely different. We're getting into some healthy options. We have a vegan section in the store. The flavors are endless for us. Soon you'll see a Reuben, you'll see a Guinness. We're really just laying out flavors. It's tricky. Me and Dave probably have 350 flavors. Dave's the one who always kind of tells me to slow it down. I want to drop them all. I want to drop them all. And Dave is kind of in my ear like, listen, you got to play it. You got to drop them when people are ready. And he's absolutely right. He's absolutely right, because if pickles are number one, it shows that some of our flavors that we're dropping are a little ahead of the time. So we're really trying to educate people's palates before we lay out some of these crazy ones. Beef on weck has been in the store. Some people just can't wrap their heads around it. Other people buy it and they're just blown away. It's really, realizing, our demographic, what the palate is, and then educating them and then dropping the flavor. I slowed down a little bit.
That's terrific. And
thank you.
That's a good balance too, him kind of telling you slow it down and you just kind of going wild. It's a similar balance that Spencer and I have, so I can relate to that. However, me being on your side of it, don't slow it down at all. I really think that the niche and just the absolute flex of the whole brand is all of the wild flavors. I've literally had like 6 or 7 flavors already, and they're all delicious. So it makes you like curious to want to go back and want to try more. I mean, we're gonna have you all plugged in and linked up at the bottom of this video. So I want you to go check that out, and it'll be plastered on our Instagram. But let me just give you some flavors right now, because this is crazy. I mean, we got beef on wick, charmed. I haven't even seen that one. I'm guessing it's Lucky Charms.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Tomato basil, Cookie Monster, cinnamon toast. Yeah, cinnamon toast. I just think this is awesome.
Thanks, man. A lot of the specialty flavors have been developed through with kids that we've met on the market scene. My children have come up with flavors. Dave comes up with a lot of flavors. And then when people come to our booths, our pitch is really to the children. And, they're the future. Really trying to show them that they can be successful doing anything and hustling anything. That's really why we're here. Is to really change the face of the popcorn industry. It started here. It's starting here in Buffalo. The goal here is to really take it throughout the country and really show people that we can distribute throughout the country and show them this crazy different brand. And you're right, the specialty flavors are the brand for sure. And as we grow, people will see that, but also the children will see that. And that's really important to me. Is to leave some sort of legacy for my kids. But not only that, is to educate kids on what they can do if they just believe in themselves. It's all hard at the end of the day, but this is why we hustle. And I always keep that mentality. Anything that I do, we give 100% doing it. I always say to Dave, if I'm gonna work at Burger King, I'm gonna be the best French fry scooper you've ever met in your life.
And your energy displays that all the time.
Thank you.
That's why we're naturally just drawn to each
For
other
sure.
like that.
Yeah.
Like, you are very, very genuine and passionate is a word I would describe you with almost immediately.
I feel the same way about you guys though. Young entrepreneurs really out trying to get their face. Everybody's. My grandfather used to always say, it wasn't what you did 9 to 5 that was going to make you successful. It's what you did after 5 o'clock. That always stuck with me. And here we are hustling every single night.
I love that.
And that's what it is. I tell Dave, I run myself into the ground to turn this into a success. I think that's what entrepreneurs are supposed to do. You marry what you do and you give it your all. And, when we have the doubters, they motivate us.
Yeah, that was excellent.
Thank you.
You're really just dropping dunks. I feel like if we're talking about entrepreneurship, we can't just dust past sales and the process of that. So, there's a storefront here. You guys have an Instagram. You're online.
Yep.
Correct?
Yep.
You're doing markets, doing very well at markets. He's telling me this summer that he's going to be expanding the point. He's probably going to be hiring people, bringing them on because they're too booked up on weekend events, which is excellent. So I'm kind of giving some of these some of these light, but I want you to go a little bit further about your sales tactics and even if percentage, how much is moving from the storefront to the online sales and vice versa, and just talk to us a little bit about that process for you and go from there.
Definitely. Online store launches next week. You'll be able to order online throughout the whole country, which I think is amazing. That's major for me. The market scene, when me and Dave started, we just plugged any market we could find. We thought that it'd be important to really brand and get our name out. We were doing gigs out of state. We were doing weddings out of state. We were really trying to push it. And it worked. It most certainly did. There were pros and cons to it, most certainly, but it worked. Now we really focus on markets that are really going to turn major profit. Which is great. We never have a problem selling popcorn at markets. What we've really learned that you have to pitch certain popcorn to certain people. If we have a crowd of people that have never had the product, I always send them to the garlic parm.
There we go.
It's an adjustment for some people that aren't used to having popcorn other than cheddar, white cheddar, or butter. It also educates the palate. And I think for a lot of people, they're blown away by the flavor profile. We have very, very bold flavors. We take pride in that. Dave is major in seasoning popcorn, bagging popcorn. If it wasn't for Dave, I wouldn't be where I am. Dave is my family. A lot of people ask me about that. Not to go off on a tangent here, but Dave is major in my life. He's everything to the business, and he's 25. And that in itself, that form of passion, and when Dave could be home just hanging, he's not. And his boys are out partying, he's working. We really are trying to showcase something crazy here. With that said, at the markets, we have a pitch. We always got to sell this. That's what makes us great at what we do.
It was great to watch live.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It really was.
Sometimes it gets repetitive, and I understand that, but the passion is still there. Right. We're still educating people. So once people have the garlic parm, they always seem to come back. I'd say 10 out of 10 come back and say, man, that garlic parm was amazing. I want to try something else. Sales are great. Right now it's a slow season, for a lot of small businesses. So we use other tactics. Social media is major with us. We post every day, 2 times a day at least. We're always posting. Dave's a sports guy. He's hitting up, anybody he possibly can that would be interested. We brand the popcorn. If a store wanted to link up, WolfPak, Popcorn Boys, we'll talk about that later. But, we're all about creating brands with people. Everybody has their hand in what we're making. It's not just us. The goal here is to create this massive team of entrepreneurs that have the same vision and the same passion as we do, and we all come together and be successful together. And I think that's what truly lacks in small businesses now. We never fight for each other. We're always just riding for ourselves. Hopefully we can make that change. And as we grow and we link with you boys, and I think that we'll create this beautiful, movement of young, successful guys that don't have to play the part. And that's really what this is. So it's more than selling popcorn.
The sense of community and all that is just, really is what it's all about, what this brand stands for. And I just want to point out a couple of things that really stood with me on that. One, the branding is excellent here. On the back of these bags, it actually has this man's phone number. It has the social media ads. It has the email that's on there, which is really great because I was going to text you one night. I was thinking of some ideas, and I was going to shoot you a text and be like, "Yo, what's your email?" And I was eating the peanut butter popcorn. It was just sitting right next to my computer. I'm just notice that the email is right there and your number was right there. I'm like, yeah, this really is genius. It's a great thing to do. Which you were mentioning, flavors come in that way, and feedback comes in that way,
yes,
which
is
huge at this point.
Yeah.
So it's the branding is on point. I think that's genius. I really just wanted to point that out. Another takeaway is the garlic parm. That educates the palate. I think that's fantastic. And the last thing that I really want people to understand what you're saying is You're just starting out. You're getting into all the markets, just getting your name out there, real hustle mentality, and just making it happen. You know, hitting the pavement, and then sales tactic right now. Go around again. It's like look at the ones that are most profitable, the ones that are gonna be the best look for you, and just kind of It's important to review the game tape right there and make the adjustments at halftime, and that's what separates the great from the good. I just wanted to point that out to anyone listening, entrepreneurship wise. Like that's a big piece of advice. So.
Yeah, the trends change every day.
Right.
You got to stay ahead of the trends. And that really rides into our wine dinners. We do a wine dinner once a month out of the store right here, 15 people max. 5 courses all paired with popcorn. Some people are like, what are you talking about? It really showcases popcorn in a whole nother light. For instance, you could be at home right now making a hot dog and you don't have any pickles, but you have our dill pickle popcorn. You can put some dill pickle popcorn right on top of a hot dog. Now, some people might not get that, but we pull so much bold flavor that you're not even going to realize it, and we do that in the wine dinners. Lemonade becomes our intermezzo, our palate cleanser, and we get to showcase that. So it really goes hand in hand, and people always leave with their mind blown, and we love that, and we keep them real. I've been on many wine dinners and done a lot of them, and they tend to be a little bougie. We steer away from that. We keep it real for people. I never want to play that role. I always just want to be who I am, and you get more out of people when they realize that you're just as real as they are. So that's important to us too.
Goals for 2020. I would like to talk about that a little bit. You can talk to us about your personal goals if that's a lot different, but I'd like to hear about the business goals as well.
For sure.
And what are you trying to implement, do differently this year? And are you someone that writes your goals down?
Not really. Sometimes I do, but a lot of the times, my goals are very similar. It's the 2020. Me and Dave we've been working hard. Like a lot of people. 2020 is really just continuing to plug. Continuing to get people to see what we're doing, changing flavors, major distribution throughout the country. The markets are important. That's how we got our start. A lot of people ask us, are you guys going to still do markets now that you have a store? What kind of question is that? You can't forget where you came from, and we came from the markets. We didn't get a name unless it was for that. So we plug more markets, we introduce ourselves to more people. I think it's consistency. That's major. If we stay consistent and we continue to change flavors and educate people and talk to people and be there for people, this thing will blow up.
Well, plus you crush at markets.
And we crush at markets.
Awesome.
We do. And it's great to know that a lot of the markets that we touch, we're normally, one of the number one sellers. But me and Dave stay humble. That's one thing we've learned about this business. Stay humble. Keep plugging. It's gonna take some time, but this is so much more than Buffalo. And to me, this needs to be throughout the country, throughout the world. I want to see us on a billboard, my popcorn man chilling on a billboard.
And it will.
I want people to be able to come up to us and see the whole team. We've had a lot of people, and I'm sure you guys can all relate, that have followed you in your journey of success. But a lot of people fall off because it doesn't happen in enough time for them. And I respect those people. I still love those people, But Dave has been with me since day one. That means something to me. That's loyalty, man. That loyalty is more important than any type of money. And when that money comes, money comes and goes. But the success and the journey of the success we're living right now. Sometimes me and Dave need to realize that, even if it's a rough day, we're living the success right now. We're trying to get to the top, but we're really living it now. And I think it's important when we hit the market scene and we say what's up to people and our pitch. I know you guys are hearing me yap, but that's my job. Is to slam it down your throat. And everywhere I go, I do. I say it all the time. The guy at Tim Hortons rolling through the Tim Hortons line asking if you have an Instagram or Facebook. Of course you have an Instagram or a Facebook nowadays. We plug it though. And I don't feel like enough people do that. And it's a hustle every day. WolfPak, everywhere you go. Until people are sick of hearing about it. If they want to unfollow us, they'll unfollow us.
Weren't we telling you about our, it's Spencer's, credit all goes to him. Weren't we telling you about our tactic, our Tim Hortons?
Yep.
Have you tried it yet?
Well, you know, we'll go through, me and Dave, like, you know, Dave pulls all the ladies. So, you know, we go through and we're always talking about it. Dave's always yapping about it. But, you know, the other day we rode through the drive-thru and, you know, Dave's always saying, I love you. And, you know, we told the girl, we were like, we don't hit on women, you know, we just tell them we love them. And then, you know, we laid out the whole, you know, you have an Instagram or Facebook, you know, follow us. There's no sense to hand out business cards nowadays. You know, that's why we stamped it on the back.
We're saying
you know what
stuff,
I mean?
Yeah.
It's more, people say, oh, do you have a card? Say, oh, they're stamped on the back. More incentive for you to make a purchase, ma'am. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're that interested and you want it, you'll buy it. You know, questioning, you know, if you have a card or I'll call you. That's a thing of the past, you know.
Instagram's a business card now.
There it is. You know, what's the percentage?
Simple.
You know, like,
Yeah.
so.
I'm not going to give you
great.
a business card that you can lose. You know, just follow me on Instagram. And
I like to interact with customers. You know, we message customers and say, hey, how was that popcorn? I would rather hear negative feedback than positive. I'm sure we've all been a part of our careers now where we've heard a lot of positive feedback on what we do. Great people do great things and we're all great people. But I want to know negative. I want to know the things that we can change because if we continue to do that, we'll never fail.
Yeah. I've looked at your brand with a very critical eye because that's how I just move. And I'm having a difficult time finding something. But when I do, I will let you know.
Yeah, and I respect that. You know, your age bracket, you guys are real dudes. You know, that people ask, like, why do you say at markets that, you know, you don't promote to like older people? Well, I don't. You know, I mean, they're purchasing for their children, so I respect that. But the goal here is to show these kids that they can do what popcorn place is here really in Buffalo. You know, a lot of people said we couldn't open a place on the west side. This concept is more of an Elmwood concept. You know, who drew that out? You know, Williamsville, you know, and, you know, here we are showing people that, you know, we're not at those places and, you know, we're still doing what we have to do to succeed. So, you know, it's important.
What's poppin'?
It's poppin'.
I do want to know more about the ice cream, though. You mentioned that to us earlier. How is that going to come into play? What's your vision for it?
Yeah, you know, we really want to see What's Pop-in Gourmet Popcorn transition into two things. What's Pop-in Gourmet Ice Cream and What's Pop-in Gourmet Cotton Candy. You know, and that's kind of where we're headed slowly. Mm-hmm. You know, we've come up with a lot of crazy concepts for cones. That are popcorn related. We've come up with a lot of crazy flavors of ice cream that are also popcorn related. The two kind of go hand in hand. You know, the ice cream concept is very high end to me. It's not your traditional ice cream. I think there is a certain palate for this concept, so it needs to be small. But I think that, you know,
like a lower amount of flavors?
Yes, I think that it doesn't need, yes, you got it. It doesn't need to be a massive ice cream store. It needs to be something like in the community, but also an educational experience where people can come in and really understand marrying flavors. You know, that's where people have the hardest time, you know, getting is how flavors marry. And me being a chef all these years, you know, that just comes natural to me.
That's very exciting. I would love to come and see.
So I think that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Gourmet Cotton Candy is my son. That's my 9-year-old. You know, he's a little entrepreneur. He wants to create cotton candy flavors. I think it's amazing. I say, hey, why don't we do this? We'll take some of our popcorn flavors and we'll turn them into cotton candy, black truffle, the cinnamon toast, you know, the cheddar, and really show, hey, I can make some mashed potatoes at home and put a cheddar flavored cotton candy on them with some bacon and scallion and sour cream, and all of a sudden I've created a loaded mashed potato with cotton candy. You know, this is how my mind works. You know, and we showcase it in the wine dinners. Now we pull people in, we're showing them wine dinners, we're teaching them, you know, not only are they learning a different dinner, you know, this is what it's supposed to be about. And, you know, I'm sure you guys all eat out. You know, we all eat out and it's easy and simple and I get it, but all restaurants mimic each other. Every restaurant that you go to always mimics another one. You know, me and Dave are not about that. You know, we want us, you come here, you can't get it anywhere else. And we're learning that as opposed to spreading our product to other people to distribute. We want to keep it all in-house, become a destination. And then mass distribute out of the state.
Mass distribute ice cream, popcorn, candy.
You got it.
Right here
you
in
know,
the storefront
and everything ends up, you know, we're productions out of a warehouse, and then we use the storefront as retail, and that's it. And there's your team, you know, and guys are following you around all day with a camera, and we're showing them the day in the life of, the Popcorn Boys, and that to me is amazing.
That's a dream.
Yeah, man.
No doubt. Yeah.
So
more of a plan, I would say,
definitely.
but it would be much of a dream.
So
that's awesome. I want to go out to eat with you around here.
Man,
go to some of the places that you would consider to be like.
There's a couple places that I love. I'm not picky though, man. Like a lot of people ask me and Dave, like, man, you guys do a lot of stuff. Like you must eat good, and man, we eat Cinnamon Toast Crunch and stuff with my kids. We eat like everybody else, and
the secret spots.
But we know the secret spots.
That's what I'm picking up right now.
But I think it's great what's going on in the West Side. I think it's amazing.
It's coming up.
It's really coming up. It's sad that some people have a misconception of the area, but there's hoods everywhere.
Yeah.
It's really all about showing respect to people. Real recognize real, and that's why we all got together. That's the respect that I have for you guys. And I don't want to do business with fake people. I only want to stick with the realest dudes that are grinding every single day.
WolfPak times
WolfPak.
Popcorn Boys.
Popcorn Boys. Woo!
Yeah. That about wraps it up. That's what I'm thinking. What do you want? Is someone want to plug something or?
Sure. Shout out to Dave at Dave Whalen. What's Poppin' Popcorn. Follow us on Instagram. We just got a Snapchat. What's Poppin' 20.
That's what's up.
Storefronts 418 West Ferry, Buffalo, New York. You can come find us here. You can message us on Instagram. We deliver. If you hit us up on a day and the store's not open, we'll open it for you. Any business tactics that people tell us to do, we do the exact opposite. That may be a pro or a con, but you know what? I'm gonna open up the store for one person. Okay, if you want to come in, we support you for supporting us. So that's what we do, and we preach conversation when customers come in. You ever go to a store, and all they say is hello to you? You're in there representing and spending money, and you're coming to see us. You're gonna get a conversation from us, and we're gonna tell you everything that we're talking about right now. So be prepared to talk to us because there's no silence here.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the opportunity. All the gems you dropped on us. Really appreciate you.
Thank you, man.
Thank you
appreciate
so much.
you guys, man. It's a pleasure.
You're my guy.
It's all love. Thank you.
What's poppin'? Brand new whip, just hopped in. I got options. I can pass that bitch like Stockton. Just joshing. I'ma spend this holiday locked in. My body got rid of them toxins. Sports in the top 10. I can put the ball in the end zone, put a bad bitch in the friend zone. This shit sound like an intro jet song, give me that tempo. Told Pooh he a fool with the shit. Told her don't let her friends know. In the Ville and I move like a dime. Eating fettuccine at Vincenzo's.